there's an awful lot that I really need to catch you up on. I understand that it's been some time since I put some content on here. In fact, even looking at my setup, you can see there's a little bit more going on than when I last left off with you. There's a lot to catch up on. I don't know if you're a YouTube person yourself, if you're used to posting, but sometimes you feel like posting and sometimes you don't. And even though there's a lot of hardware I'd like to update you on, a lot of things going on behind me here and elsewhere in the house, today I wanted to post because I was so excited about 3 albums that I just picked up off Kijiji that I couldn't contain myself. Even my wife could see my excitement with this. So there's probably little stories that I can tell about this, but let's just start with the first one. So this is a Joe Jackson double live album. I couldn't believe it's very hard to find. And back when I was a kid, I wouldn't have even liked Joe Jackson. I mean, for my age as a teenager, he was way too mellow. There was something else going on that I just was not interested in. But I have one of his albums already, a studio album, and this one I'm really, really looking forward to. So I bought them today and I went up to get them just about a couple of hours ago, and I couldn't believe the condition they were in. And the guy said basically the way it worked was these were once his aunt's collection, and he had dozens and dozens of pieces that I would want. I kept it to the 3, but he said that they were his aunt's, and his aunt basically purchased the albums, recorded them, put them on tape, and then really, for all intents and purposes, they never saw a needle again. So very excited. And the covers of all these 3 it looks like 1983 that I just went into Sam the Record Man and bought them off the shelf out of the bins. Like they are in such good shape, cover to vinyl. So that's the Joe Jackson one. The second one that I got was Genesis Trespass. Probably my favorite Genesis album, and that's saying a lot because there's at least 3 Genesis albums. I mean, Nursery Crime and like Selling In by the Pound. There's albums that mean a lot to me, but this one has something special for me. And it's really the only one from that era, from the Peter Gabriel crossover era, that I did not have. I had it on CD, or no, not even CD. I think I have it. I bought it on iTunes or something. So it's portable, and I've had it with me from time to time. But this is on vinyl. I haven't listened to it yet, but my goodness, I am looking forward to it. And again, the condition is just unbelievable. But it's this third album, is the Piece of Resistance. This third album, I first heard this. In fact, the first time I'd really ever heard of this group, I'm pretty sure it was grade 9. My friend John took me over to his house. Now, John has 2 older brothers, and so they had a collection of this group. And this group, I'll tell you, it's Dire Straits. Now, I probably had heard Twisted by the Pool, maybe, or something like that. But the whole Money for Nothing and Brothers in Arms and all that hadn't come out yet. So I go over to my buddy John's in grade 9, a long time ago, and he plays this for me. He plays Alchemy Live. And I was like, it was like a spell. Ever since then, now I'm not even exaggerating, ever since that day in grade 9, so like 35 years ago, I've wanted this album. I saw that a guy in Ottawa, just east of Ottawa, I think he was in Russell, so sort of a hard to get to place for me, sort of on the way to Montreal. He'd been selling it for like $50, and I'd long since told this guy, this was over a year ago, yes, I'll buy it. But I couldn't swing it, I couldn't find a way to get it. And he understood, it was fine, so I had to take a pass. I probably had a little tear in my eye. So this morning I wake up, I'm surfing through Kijiji, trying to see who's got some new stuff. And then this guy today was selling, and he had this. It's a double album, $15, and it looks like I bought it in 1980, whatever I said earlier. Incredible. I just played disc 1, side 1, like album 1, side 1, and even my wife said, this sounds like a really nice album. And I just said with a, choke in my voice, it is. So there's my haul for today. And I mean, the Joe Jackson one and the Straits one here, they're both like double album gatefold, like they're just amazing. So I hit the jackpot today. I might see if this guy he definitely had other things I was interested in, but when I got there, I told him I should look at some of your other stuff. And he said, you know what, Wilson, today was a feeding frenzy. So I assume by that he meant that a lot of his stuff got sold. Nevertheless, I'll look, and if I find some other beautiful catches, I'll update you. Otherwise, that's it for now. But thanks for checking out my update, and hopefully I'll post soon again about maybe some of what's going on behind me, or some other stuff I have elsewhere in the house. Peace, stay well.